the internet, where at one point on this great place, this existed.
So, my name is Boxy, and it's been a while since I made a new video, so I decided that because of recent events that I could make a new video. And, so let's just start off by getting a couple things straight. I don't do drugs.
And now it's filled with people like this.
So let's say, for the sake of argument, that all of the water levels around the world rise by let's say 5 feet over the next 100 years, say 10 feet by the next 100 years, and it puts all the low-lying areas on the coast underwater, right? Which, let's say all of that happens. You think that people aren't going to just sell their homes and move?
Now, I don't know, man. I got an email from the Donald Trump thing, and I was like, obviously, I don't know how you got my email, blah, blah, blah. I really don't care. But at the same time, I was like, huh. So then I got an email under it from Quora, and I still don't know why I'm getting Quora emails. But what tricked me into even looking at that is there was an email right under that was from Reddit. And Reddit has, your little top trending things or whatever. And in that email was something from R. Trump. And I was like, I've only been there once. I didn't even go deeper into it. I think I just clicked something else. But anyway, have you ever seen, okay, so let's play this way. We know for a fact that a lot of Twitter, when it comes to Donald Trump, is bots, trolls, just people, not genuinely feeding in the conversation because that's what they like to do. Who cares? I don't care. Waste of space, right? Okay. But people who genuinely exist in that space, have you ever seen a group of them together?
Make
that Reddit, that subreddit was like a minefield of unbelievable denial about the state of the world. And it's like, what the fuck? Yo, I can't even begin to tell you how unnatural it is for me to even try to make a video on something like this. It's like unbelievably detached from what's actually happening. I'm talking denial of science, math. I'm saying flat earthers. And it's not. So why did we start this video with Ben Shapiro? And there's just this, I don't know, this unplausibility to certain people. And we really need to talk about it. So in a previous video, I said, you're not entitled to your opinion, no matter how much you think you are. There is another level to that. It is people with unfounded opinions that circulate a drain of what? And it's not like they pretend that it's not real. It's like people who will go out of their way to twist their stories, their beliefs, their core values around to try to actually present a point as though it is logical, when in fact it's already flawed from the beginning. But they throw so much information, such little things, and they'll always start it out with, let's say, let's say. Fucking actually ask people, it's hard. It's infuriating to have conversations with these people. But I was like, let me go into it a little bit. And just the stuff that they think about, this warped sense of the actualities of just where we are, and life being, they're so wrapped up in themselves that they have this striking, this forcible, they exude stupidity, and people just swallow that shit up, man. I don't know if it's the fact that you're panicking and you're looking for logical sources. I don't know if it's like you're just tired of hearing about bad news, so you just want to listen to people bicker back and forth. But first and foremost, like...
Beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?
Ben Shapiro is a fucking idiot, and I need to make a video just on him and that, but I feel like that's been done already, so I'm just going to link you to some videos that you could watch, because I don't have the time for that.
Just one small problem. Sell their houses to who, Ben? Fucking Aquaman!
Oh my God, man. And my bigger problem is now people who yo, you'll talk to somebody, right? And they'll be like, I don't follow the narrative. Figure out your own facts. Do your own research. First of all, shut the fuck up. That's how we got here. That's how we got here. But yo, they'll swear to God if it is not the calmer opinion, not even the word they love to use, the mainstream media, the MSM, not even that narrative. They'll just say anything you say is a narrative if it don't agree with what they're talking about. And before I dig into the argument you're about to present, break it down step by step, and make you look like a fucking idiot, we're going to try the other part of that, in which maybe I just don't respond. Maybe I just that don't work with them. That don't work with them. Yo, I got into an argument with somebody who was like claiming that just randomly something about fucking something. I spend way too much time on the internet now. And I figured out that he was lying. He was making up some number about something coronavirus related. That was what it was. And he was like, thanks for making us panic, mass social media and fucking mainstream media or whatever. And I'm like sitting there like, first of all, your numbers are wrong. Like, they're not wrong in the sense that, hey, maybe you should like nuance them a little. No, your numbers are just like made up assumptions that you caught from like the other dude who was listening to some YouTube guy in a truck. And it's stressful, like, to tell them that. I got in an argument with him, and then like I bolstered his point. I was like, you know what, I could agree with you there by using this, and he's still arguing with me. Oh, look at the source you got. You must be Yo, it's yo, there's these people, and I don't know what they gain from it. There is one person to which I have undeniable proof of what she gains from it, and I'm gonna drag that bitch until I'm just gonna drag her. There is this like undeniable approach to how conservatives think. And my problem is that that's not the majority of conservatives. It's just the really loud, dumb ones. And we could sit here all day and talk about the numerous times that what they've said has just been plain outright false, a lie, indicative, like assumed, just straight out like war. But at the same time, it's like, what? And far be it from me to be the outspoken hero, but it's really weird to me that all right, let's not play the game of me trying to pretend to give you a great example. Let me give you an obvious example and just let you like swallow that pill. So our president our lovely president decides to retweet a video in which somebody says white power. Now, we could go for years on how senior citizens use the internet. So, okay, so I could honestly argue maybe that it's, you know, something along the lines of maybe he just saw some really long post and was like, that's the video, thank you, and didn't actually play it. If his own people didn't say, oh, he just didn't hear it. See, it's, oh, yo, this motherfucker, this rat fuck known as Ben Shapiro decides to say his volume wasn't on when he played the video. That's probably what happened. And all I'm asking out of conservatives, because, yo, they just run in droves whenever he says just the most moronic bullshit. They just all agree with it. Yeah, that was it. That was it. Oh, man. I'm asking from conservatives, can your world leader, can your leader, can your, the guy that you look for, can I ask out of that guy? I don't know. You're the president. Watch something before you post it. Like, and that's the tricky part with these pseudo intellectuals. They present these arguments that are very circular, but they lock in just enough logic for you to latch onto it and fill in the gaps your own way. So when somebody else challenges it, that's why they get so like uppity about, oh, it's just your narrative. It's just your narrative, because their research, their 5 minutes on Google. And when I say 5 minutes, I mean really like 32 seconds. They'll like Google in some name, find the first article that agrees with it. Like it's word for word. They'll word for word the shit. And see, I told you. That never happened. See, I told you. And then when you point out the blatant like bullshit, like, oh, it's the Christian Times, bro. It's just not your media sources. Your media. Yo, they say the mainstream media is biased, but I'm like, you don't think like in God Trump we trust.com is it biased either? But anyway, back to the little bit of research that they do. They'll do it and then they'll fill in the gaps of these arguments that are so like outwards, and you get flustered. If you're trying to argue with one, you'll get flustered because you're arguing the points they don't know are a part of the subject that they're talking about. And I don't know what this was, but I'm vibing with it. I don't know. But it's just this overt like take on just the utter amount of crap you could say and just hoping that it sticks somewhere. And that's why it really bothers me that it took conservatives no longer than a month to muddy the waters around Black Lives Matter. Some people say I don't back the organization. The organization has said some stuff in the end. And I will sit here and debate with you. Okay, well then can you agree with the sentiment if there wasn't an organization behind it? What if it was just black people saying their lives matter? Silence. Well, that's not what it's about. You should read the website. And I'm like, yes, but statistically, brother, one of you or me are going to die. I just don't want to live in a society where I got to play that, like I got to pick that choice. I don't want to live in a society where I got to look at. And the reason why I could spend hours dragging Ben Shapiro but won't. Again, it's been done. I gave you enough. He's like the model for how these people talk online. And going through the Trump subreddit just really showed me like, I feel like that's boiling down to something. Like, what happens when their leader loses? Do they just go back home? No, they feel emboldened. They're going to say, you're lucky Trump isn't president or else I'd. And it's like, it's going to show. And then they're going to stop caring that he's not president and just act on it. It just feels like that's a cesspool of negativity. So if you're a conservative, I'm thinking in my head, even if you are, you can't back what your party is like screaming right now. It's okay to be a conservative, but you can't back the current like viewpoint of it, right? And I think that's the problem with identity politics. I mean, that's kind of the point of fucking dragging Ben Shapiro. It's just identity. He's only allowed to say people like Sean Hannity, people like Tucker Carlson. Okay, somebody's ringing my doorbell, and that is going to be probably where I end this cut. As always, stay hearty, stay healthy, and see y'all later.